I've been having sentimental thoughts while finishing up here. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3:09 on Tuesday, the 25th, 2019. We're gonna fly in just under 12 hours. And my sentimental thoughts have been about leaving all of these different homes that I've had and made over my lifetime. I've been going through so many photos lately of family, my different families, and realizing how many lifetimes I've led. The Buddhist teachings, they seem so simple, and of course you can ruminate and meditate on them forever and ever and ever, and some of them, most of them just keep giving. But one of them is reincarnation or recapitulation, living many, many lifetimes. And I don't think it's that hard when we think about it. I mean, what does a lifetime consist of? How would you quantify that, or how would you substantiate a lifetime? What needs to occur within a lifetime for it to count as a lifetime? Because there's some people that do so many different things. Is that just one lifetime? What about the people that live simple lives? Is that like a fraction of a lifetime? Or is it reversed, where the simple life is a unit of one, and the people that do so many different things in their lifetime are winners? So it's not a competition, right? I so much prefer looking at another person than looking at my face. I think that's why I look away from the camera often. Although I do look away from people's eyes when I'm thinking very cerebrally. But if I'm not, if I'm just in my feeling body, I'm usually in my in my body, in my face. Just this extraordinary past couple of days. Our mystery school used to talk about feeling the energy build up before an event, and I would get excited. Feels like energy building up. And in this case, building up to this event of us leaving, the activity has gotten more and more frenetic. And Kara chided me about how selfishly, singularly, I think, about like out of all of our needs, or out of the needs of all the entire house, I've just been like only able to contemplate my stuff for the most part. I mean, I'm supportive and cooperative with other things, but Kara sees like the whole big picture. It's a skill, and maybe a deficiency in me, or I don't know if it's an effect of recovering from cancer. I don't think I ever saw. For projects, I can see the entirety. That's really fulfilling for me. And inspiring when I can imagine the whole thing, and then. But Kara, she sees like so much movement. It's like, as a dance teacher, it's like she moves whole groups of people. She's really adept at that. ask the ecstatic dance crowd, because that's who she's been doing it to the most recently. And it changes, of course. She's so dynamic. She revels in the random, which is really funny to watch. Fun, because she's in flow. And she's such a hard worker. I don't say anything. I so often feel like saying, slow down, take it easy. And I don't want that to come across as being unsupportive. I guess I could just tell her, tell the whole thing. Well, we'll see if I actually post this video. I had a really lovely conversation with Patrick Deleuze, a bona fide wizard in my estimation, and humble as... Is pie humble? Is that the adage? Humble pie, humble as pie. He's humble. He's an intelligent and knowledgeable and creative and so grounded in an airy, watery way. So grounded. I'm just imagining pillars of buildings that are as fluid as he is, and yet so stable. It's extraordinary to witness. Anyway, I got to share all of our plans, and he got to spend some FaceTime with me and Chara, and a little bit with Kahlo too. So sweet. Got to tell him a little bit about last night. Sunday night, it was extraordinary. To everyone that came, my God, he was just wonderful. You guys in our community, you don't know how many discussions you've inspired just by the presence of your being, just by the quality of the connection that we share. It's so lovely. Comparisons to family. Talking about the qualities of the connections. What makes it feel so juicy? What makes it feel so grounded and yet flowing? Being able to feel so perfectly defined, regardless of its state of being. It's just... I smoked a joint. Maybe that's why I'm thinking these thoughts. Or I had been thinking them even before I got high. Just so much. All I'm doing is recounting the past couple days. I had my brain MRI assessment come in, still clear. Just earlier this evening, Monday evening. So that's some good news. And I'm all packed. And I'm pretty clean and done with jobs until tomorrow morning, in a couple hours, until later this morning. I'm bringing quads and an FPV car. Unfortunately, it's really small. I'm going to trash it probably on the dirt, but we'll see. It should be fun. I made my first project to replace the axles on that. I hope my eyesight will work. So many, I can't tell you how many times it seems like we've missed something. And I guess that makes sense with all the stuff that we're moving around. But the mini key story is, I parked my Mini on Friday night, ready for Saturday's garage sale. And then the garage sale happened. And then Kara's purse was in the truck, in Mark's truck. Mark, thank you. Kara's purse was in Mark's truck. We had Will drive it to the Salvation Army. He unloaded all the stuff in the bed, and then he must have given them her purse, because we couldn't find her keys. And at the same time, we couldn't find my keys. Really, it's like I had no idea where they were. I've got a couple places that I usually put keys, but I had no idea. Nobody could find them. We were missing both key sets. It took until like Thursday. I waited that long until I ordered a spare key from BMW of Escondido, and later that day we find the keys on this blue office seat. So here's the weird thing. On one of the days, Sunday or Monday, we put the blue chair by the street on the sidewalk, offering it for free. And overnight it rained a little bit, and the chair rolled down and fell upside down onto the street, main street on McKinnon, which is how I found it the next morning. So I wheeled it back to our side yard. And then later that day, we found the keys on that chair. Just thinking that maybe somebody found the keys and put them there, but why would they put them on a chair? Why wouldn't they just knock the door and let us know? And it was gone all that time, or was it that the chair did not have a significant enough crevice for it to be lost in? So it's just a mystery. But we got it back. And so the hardest things for me to get rid of were my hobby stuff. It's the thing that I've invested the most attention to over the past 2.5 years, just for my own personal interest. And I received this. Can you see it? RX8F 0096. So I'm bringing the Atomic Fox in my oblivion. I almost brought the Vendetta. I gave away so much hobby stuff to Paul, and then a bunch of stuff to the local hobby shop. Almost got it to the school. Couldn't quite. It was just too cumbersome to arrange. What else? Yeah, well, anyway, that was the mini key story. I guess I better go to bed. I started off talking about the whole many lives or deaths. I started by talking about the many lives. It's the many deaths that I was thinking about too. Death is the informant. It's one of those principles or tenets that keeps on giving. Because death is, I think our ideas of death can change as we age, as we experience life. Because mine certainly has. I had a certain joyful experience of letting my ego die during meditation school, and it was so freeing to be connected to Spirit, God, light, love, the infinite. And then I get to go win, beat cancer, victory. I got over it. I'm grateful. Oh, that's like this biggest thing. The biggest thing that I keep coming to for how I feel is grateful. Just, it is the number one experience that I have over and over and over when I think about life. Just for a moment, it's like, besides things to do, tasks to get done, just thinking about life, and I'm so grateful. I studied for this. I studied to get humble. I studied to get my ego right-sized. I worked it in recovery. I worked it in meditation school. I don't want to feel better than or superior. I just want to share the experience. It's so nice. So I'm dying here from this house, this life. Like a whole bunch of different lifetimes of mine feel like they're all, if they hadn't died already, that they're all dying now. I think I'm deliberately keeping some open, some alive, but leaving this geographic land feels like a really definitive end of chapter, end of story, end of lifetime. We'll see. I don't know who I'm going to be when I come back to life tomorrow evening. Such a big move. Such a big move. I'm not sure why I don't feel overwhelmed. Maybe that's part of the Buddhist thing, I guess. Maybe I've just been too busy. But just talking about myself make me self-absorbed. I'm just wanting to share my thoughts. I've been telling so many people lately that I'm just encouraging them to be vulnerable and be expressive and be transparent, because it sure works for me. I get nothing but love in return. I get very little criticism. I'm strong enough to handle criticism without getting all bent out of shape. Yeah, I wish I could share it. It's like I see the Dalai Lama doing it, spreading the message, and I think he's been effective. I mean, really effective. I can't imagine. Am I comparing myself to him? Maybe I am. I don't think I've ever consciously done that before, but I love talking to people. I love supporting people and pursuing peace and freedom for themselves. Something went wrong. Part of this video may not be saved.